I've done it again, everyone. I made a random purchase. My New Year's resolution is completely out the window to not fill the yard full of tat. What we got here is a T-plate. What's that? 99 Jaguar XKR. It's the supercharged and it's a convertible. And I think I managed to find probably the worst one in existence. Yeah, I bought it totally blind. I took the person's word for it on everything on the car, and we're about to find out how bad a move that was. Now, as you can see, this has clearly been sitting around for a long time, and the reason for that is that the roof doesn't work. To my mind, it was a get the roof working again and give it a polish up and we'll be away job, but I think we already know it's going to need a lot more than that. For starters, it was rolled off of the trailer. It wasn't driven off. I asked specifically a couple of times, and I did have it in writing as well, is it a good runner driver? And I was told it is a good runner driver, so hopefully it is just the battery, and once we get a good charge in the battery it'll be good again. They've obviously had a go at trying to get the hood to work because there's all kinds of pieces of trim inside that are off around the head, around the top here. The leather's suffered quite badly from the window being open by the looks of it, but I mean that's not the end of the world to be recolouring leather. So what we're going to do next is we're going to get the jump pack on it and see if we can get the thing running and driving. There's some stuff that already has to go immediately. All this chrome blinging needs to go, this extra badge, these surrounds, all of that. Now my thinking behind it was, obviously I bought it blind and I thought there was a good chance it might not be any good. Right, Pete's had to run, so what I've done is I have put the topped on charger on it and fully charged the battery, and I've also put a can of fuel on it because it was absolutely empty on fuel. It was below empty on fuel. So those things combined, I imagine, would be enough to stop it from starting. So let's give it a quick go with the fresh battery. The battery has taken a full, I think it was just short of 13 volts it took, so it did take a charge. And I think it's, that door's dropping a bit. Needs a bit of a slam to close. So keys in. Oh, we have lights. We have wipers. Starts up beautiful. The guy did tell me it was a runner driver. He's true to his word. Well, we don't know if it's a driver. I guess that's the first thing to check straight away, isn't it? So we go for a little run around the yard and see if it'll drive. So that's broken. It's unfortunate. That can be glued back together, can't it? Drive. Oh, it's automatically locked all the doors for me. The idle's dropped a bit. Got squeaking brakes, which is to be expected. But we're away. And we have got brakes, and they're not actually bad. There's a lot of squeaking going on underneath. It obviously is all going to need. That engine sounds sweet, man. That engine sounds really sweet. There's no hesitation in it. Consider it's been sitting. I thought it might sputter a bit. Seems like it went into second then. I haven't got a lot of room to try it out. Obviously with no M&T I can't go on the road. Steering's nice, no knocks and bangs from the steering. Suspension all seems good. Is it just an ugly runner driver? Gosh, that sounds nice. It's picking up beautifully. It's got plenty of grunt. Yeah, I can feel it changing. Right, well that, I'm happy with that. I think what we can do is leave it running now. I still need to put some more fuel in it, I think, because that's already dropping down to the empty. I think we'll leave it running over here and see if there's any overheating issues going on with it at all. I should go in the engine bay and check the fluid levels, but I don't want to turn it off now it's running. I want to see what the score is. I imagine we'll have a bit of smoke from it sitting. Let's park it in front of the CL. What works? Let's have a quick look. The idle's becoming a little bit erratic now. Nothing major. I've got nothing on the dials anywhere. I don't know if we've got a fuse out. I've got nothing on that one and nothing on that one, so I can't tell what the mileage is. Or is there one on that one? I don't know if there is that one. Supercharged. Supercharged. yeah, so we're missing the LCD there. I don't know if that's a fuse or it's been unplugged or what. Stereo needs a code. Blowers are working. Heated seats. It's going to take a while to kick in on that. We haven't got any of the trim here to try the roof. Let's check if the windows work first. Well, the windows work, but we're getting nothing from the back windows, so we need to get into that and find out what's going on with the back windows. That would stop it from working. Yeah, and everything seems to light up here. Oh, roof is there. That's the roof button there. Nothing's happening on that switch at all at the moment. This is all coming on, isn't it? Yeah. It's the seat getting warm. There's some obvious things to do. Is firstly check that switch is getting power. We'll have to pop that and check that switch is getting power. We'll have to check the power is getting up here, which is presumably what somebody started to do before. We'll have a look in the boot in a minute on the pump and see how the pump is. See if the pump is see the pump has got fluid in it is one of the first obvious things to check as well. What we've got here, we've got Bluetooth for the phone. Don't know where that's supposed to show up when I start using that. I don't know where that's supposed to show up on the dash. We've got cruise control here. Valet mode, fuel release, electric mirrors, are they working? Electric mirrors aren't working either, which again, there's a few electrics that don't seem to be working on it. They might tie in with each other, I don't know. Let's have a little look in the boot and see what's going on with the pump. Well, there's no nasty smoke coming out the back of it at all, which is nice. In the boot, the pump seems pretty much where it should be fluid wise. I imagine that's a level indicator. So that's another thing to do, is obviously check if we put power directly to the pump, does anything happen? These are all the sort of electronic checks we need to do. Nice and clean in the boot, there's no rot on the go. Doesn't seem to be damp either, it seems to be keeping the water out. That engine is idling nicely, very nicely. Where's the bonnet release on one of these? Is that it? No, it's not it. Steering column, I think. Oh, the other side. Why is that the other side on a Jaguar? Oh, let's have a look in the bonnet. Probably really should be checking the fluids, which we haven't done. I want to get rid of this and do not like this at all. Don't release the bonnet at all. Hold on a second. Well, I can't get the bonnet open unless I'm doing something wrong. It seems that the cable isn't releasing. So I need to get onto that with some grips or something and give it a pull and see if I can't get it working. Oh my god, what an idiot. Do I leave it in or do I keep it a secret from you guys? We'll leave it in, I will show you my mistakes. That is idling really nicely. Really nicely, no nasty smoke coming out from anywhere. I say I think I might shut it off and check the fluids. In case we haven't covered this of course already, this is the 4 litre supercharged V8. So it's a V8 4 litre supercharged. I think they're around 370 horsepower, I think. They're genuinely a quick car. I think this is the years that can suffer from the Nickersill lining wearing out on the bores, can't they? So you do have to be careful of the smoking side of things on them. Let's have a quick look what we've got going on fluids wise. Is this the engine or is this the gearbox? I'm not sure. Oh, it's very clean, very clean. 2 seconds, let's wipe it off and double dip it. Tough dipstick to get in. There's a curve right at the beginning that doesn't want to go by. I'd say it's just about on a minimum, but it is a lovely colour. That's encouraging. So that is the engine. Gearbox will be over there somewhere, I imagine. Power steering fluid. We've got some redness there. Oh, has it been leaking out? That's at the right level. ABS pump is all good, there's no leaking on the ABS pump. Don't know what that is, I'm not opening it because it says don't open it while it's hot. Belt looks a bit old on the front there, that's a bit of wear on that. Yeah, filter, I did give it a sniff to start. I didn't tell you that, guys. I gave it a bit of a sniff at the beginning, that's why the air filter's off, but the air filter's clean. So it's had some servicing done. I don't know if I've got any service history, I can't remember. There's some stuff in the boot to look through. But yeah, all around the engine is dry and it runs really nicely. So is this just really a case of the hood? Is it really just a case of the hood being the issue? Is that why it's been parked up? Now, before we go any further with this, you know, if you watch the channel at all, that I can't do any more before I clean this thing. I'm going to have to clean it. I'm going to have to clean the hood off. I'm going to have to machine polish the body, clean the inside out. Now, my other reasoning for this is when I get a mechanic on it, if it looks like a poo heap, then he'll treat it like a poo heap and he won't want to work on it. If I make it look nice, they get enthusiastic about it and they're more inclined to work on it. Plus, they don't want to work on loads of dirty stuff as well. So I think that is going to be the next step. Give it a good old clean. But certainly get any comments down below and tell me what you think. What you think of it so far. It's a big old door, isn't it? It's no wonder it drops a bit over age. And we'll close the boot. Now I've embarrassed myself completely with trying to pull it up from the front. So now we've got it running and driving. It's a case of getting that battery charged up so that battery will hold a charge. We've got our topped on TB6000 on now, our intelligent charger. If you remember, this is Bluetooth as well, so I can monitor. If you remember, that's Bluetooth as well, so I can monitor the progress of the battery from my phone as well. And at the moment, it seems to be taking a charge. This is one of the only ones I've found that will charge completely from dead. Sometimes you have to trick the chargers into thinking there's some voltage in before it starts to charge. The cheaper chargers, if you've heard that problem before, you'll know what I'm talking about, where you can't get a charger to start the battery charging because it's got such a low voltage, it doesn't recognise there's even a battery there. No problem at all that with the TB6000, it immediately started charging it straight away. So I'll put a link in the video description to that. I don't think I'm going to have to go to electronics for the roof on the car. Watch this. If I on the Jag, if I do this, the windows want to come back up again. It's alright. So they are actually working, but if I try and put the roof down, hold it down, as soon as the mechanism tries to move, look at that, we're peeing out fluid everywhere. So we clearly have a break in the fluid lines along here. So that's quite positive actually, because if we take this cover off, I'm presuming you can get that cover alright, and we can fix that leak there, then we should have fixed the roof, which seems like a relatively easy fix. I don't know, comment down below. I might be wrong on that front. But that's definitely where we need to start looking. It's good that the windows are actually working at the back there. So that is progress. Unless something else is failing somewhere else and forcing the fluid out of there because it's got nowhere else to go. That could be another issue. It could be a seized, I guess there could be a seized hydraulic motor somewhere stopping something from happening. That is another option, I guess. Again, yeah, put your comments down below. So despite a hailstorm, Brooke has managed to give the Jaguar a clean off. It's looking better already, but obviously some of the paint here is quite faded. So what we're going to do is have Brooke machine polish it. I'm going to teach her how to machine polish. Be good to do it on this car because we don't have to worry if she burns through a little bit, because we're probably going to have to do some work on it anyway. The front end is quite nice, but the back end here it's probably had a respray at some point that wasn't done to the same standard, possibly. Mind you, the whole back is a bit pinky. Here we're not going to be able to get rid of this, that's in the lacquer. That can be wet sanded to improve it a bit, but you'll never be able to get rid of it completely until if you paint it, which we probably won't do on this one. So as it starts to rain again, we're going to move it inside now. So Brooke says she's finished. Let's move it out of the second unit and take a look. I don't know about you guys, but I think she's done a cracking job. We're leaving it running because the battery's a bit flat. As you can see, the paint now, where I thought that they had done a different paint job and the colour was different, now it's been machine polished. It's actually exactly the same colour. It was just a bit more faded for some reason. So the colour match down this whole side here is really good. It's round the front here. There's a slight difference between the bumper and the bonnet. Coming down this side again, a really good match all the way along. The only place the paint hasn't really come up that well is across this top edge where it's a bit faded, a bit pitted. But overall, I say that has really sort of blended all the colours back in together again. It's looking really good. The hood has come out fantastic. None of that had really taken to it at all, none of that mould. It's all nice and black still. It came straight out. Got a little bit of polish there we need to get out of it, but no, it's a really good nick. Obviously we didn't touch the interior yet. We've got to get that hydraulic roof working, and then I think what we'll do is take the seats out, and I've got a good friend Martin who'll be able to recolour those for me. But paintwork wise, I don't think we'll do anything. We don't want to put tons of money into it because this is probably going to end up being a raffle car. We'll be able to help a charity, but also help one of you guys get into a nice Jag. Could be a fantastic car. So yeah, comments down below. What do you think of raffling this one off? Now, next step for this, of course, is to get the experts on it. We're going to get it down to Moores and get them to have a look at sorting out the roof. We'll get a service done, new spark plugs. I suspect it might need a bit of welding underneath from looking at previous MOTs. We're probably going to have to pull the dash. I don't think that's too hard on this. And get the LCD fixed so we can see what the actual mileage is and the information that's bringing up on there. All the rest of the electrics seem to work inside. I think these little windows will start working again when the roof is fixed. We'll obviously get some miles on it and make sure it drives well. I think I'm going to wait for my other buy, which I don't think I've shown you yet, to come back before I can drop this off. So we'll probably tuck it up inside again for the moment and preserve Brooke's good work. Now, don't forget, tucked away here in the corner, we have got the current raffle car, which is this fantastic 2014 Mini Cooper S Roadster that has only covered, what is it, 47 miles on this one? This one will be coming out with a brand new MOT and a 6-month national warranty, thanks to Warranty Wise. And with this raffle, you'll be supporting K9 Focus, which is the charity that rehomes dogs that are having a bit of a hard life. So I'll put a link to this raffle in the video description down below. Tickets are just £2 a ticket. I'll put a link to this raffle down below, along with a link to K9 Focus if you want to check that out. As always, many thanks for watching. Thanks to Brooke, and we'll see you on the next one.